Hello, everyone, and welcome to English for You. I'm Erin.
And I'm Elsie.
Question for you, Elsie. Have you ever ridden on a horse?
我有没有骑过马? Yes, but only once. I rode on a horse in Thailand. 在泰国骑过一次. It was too scary for me, so I only rode on it for about 5 minutes.
Well, why was it too scary? Was the horse really big? Was he running too fast?
It was too high.
Maybe next time you just need a pony or a miniature horse.
Yes, I just need a little horse. What about you?
When I was a kid, I lived in the country, and so my mom and dad would take us to a horse farm, and we could ride on the horses, but I never owned a horse or anything like that. It's a much too expensive hobby, I think.
I think so, too. But have you watched a horse race? I find it very interesting.
Really? You like to watch them?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I probably have watched horse races in the past. Nothing really stands out to me, though, so maybe I don't have much information to say about horse races. But what I do know is that today's article is actually all about horses, and especially horse races.
Let's find out what it's all about now.
Reading.
Palio di Siena, Italy's most famous horse race. 10 riders are on their horses without saddles at the starting line. Then, the announcer asks if the jockeys are ready. The starting line rope is dropped, and the riders race down the dirt track. In no time, half of them accidentally crash into a wall on a sharp turn. This is the ancient Palio di Siena, Italy's most famous horse race. The origins of this race date back more than 2,000 years to the Etruscan people. Vases from 450 BC, for example, show Etruscans riding horses without saddles. However, the Palio di Siena itself was created during the 15th century and is related to the contrade. These were the original 59 districts in Siena. The districts organized games to compete with each other, including the horse race. Originally, district nobles themselves would ride in the race, but during the Renaissance, they stopped this practice. Instead, they left racing to jockeys. The event then became a show for both elites and common people to enjoy.
Okay, so today's article, all about this horse race, kind of sets us up in a situation. So it starts out by saying 10 riders are on their horses without saddles at the starting line. Now, one thing I do know about riding horses is that if you ride a horse without a saddle, it doesn't feel very good.
没有马鞍怎么骑马呢？不过这边就告诉我们，这些人在骑马，可是他们没有马鞍。How could they get on the horses, and how are they going to ride on them?
You know what? I think this is something I need to watch on a video. I'm not really sure, but all I know is that they're going, ouch, 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 the whole time. Maybe they get on the horses with ladders, but until I watch a video, I'm not really sure I know the answer. But let's find out what's happening here. It says, then the announcer asks if the jockeys, those are the riders, are ready. The starting line rope is dropped and the riders race down the dirt track.
接着呢，赛马节的主持人问这些赛马 骑师是否准备好了。 Announcer 这个名词啊，本来指的是节目的播音员、广播员，这里指的是赛马节的主持人。骑师们都准备好之后，起跑线的绳子就被放下来了，骑师们就往 dirt track 冲过去。
Now, let's look at this noun track. Here, a track is a path that goes in a circle that runners, drivers, or animals use to compete in races. Now, each track will have a different surface depending on who's using it. For example, horses will run on dirt, but humans don't run on dirt. They run on sort of a gravel or maybe a grass substance. And cars, of course, they drive on paved roads. Here's an example. The cars are starting to line up on the track, so the race will start soon.
Track 它指的就是比赛用的跑道、小路。Dirt 是泥土，赛马用的是 dirt track 泥地跑道。
Okay, well, they're starting to race. They're running down the dirt track, and then it says, in no time, half of them accidentally crash into a wall on a sharp turn. Okay, that doesn't sound very good, but let's find out what this phrase in no time means. That's how we started our sentence. In no time means very soon or very quickly. So this crash happened very soon into the race. Here's an example sentence. I'll be ready in no time. I've just got to put my shoes on.
In no time 这个片语它代表的是立刻、马上，也就是 immediately 这个副词的意思。立刻马上，一半的骑士会在急弯之下不小心 crash into a wall.
This verb, crash, means to have an accident in a vehicle, like a car, by hitting something else very hard. Here's an example.Moby crashed his scooter because he was driving drunk.
Crash 这个动词呢是猛撞或撞毁的意思。Vehicles including scooters, cars, trains, planes might crash. 这里不是车辆或飞机撞击，而是骑师和马匹会撞上墙壁。They crash into a wall.
Not a very good thing, but fortunately, these horse racers or these jockeys aren't riding their horses drunk. But they did still crash accidentally. And what do we mean by accidentally?Accidentally 这个副词呢，代表的是意外的、不小心的。如果你先看到这个字的前半段 accident, A-C-C-I-D-E-N-T, 它就是名词意外的意思哦。那在字尾加上 A-L-L-Y, accidentally 就变成一个副词，代表意外的、不小心的。So, where are these horse riders? Very good question. You might think maybe they're in the US, maybe they're in Taiwan.
Nope.
Neither. Here it says, this is the ancient Palio di Siena, Italy's most famous horse race.
哇，原来这是古老的西恩那赛马节，意大利最著名的赛马。When did this horse race begin?It's
actually quite old. Here in the article, it gives us an idea. It says the origins or the beginnings of this race date back more than 2,000 years to the Etruscan people. Now, what we're saying here is that the origins of the race date back to a certain time. Now, we use this phrase to show that something has existed since a certain time in the past. Now, another way we could say it is the race's origins began more than 2,000 years ago. Here's another example. This painting is hundreds of years old.It dates back to the 15th century.
To date back to 后面加时间，代表的是追溯到某个时间点。那在文章当中，我们还看到一个字叫做 origin， 它指的是起源，是个名词。所以赛马起源于2000多年前，伊特拉斯坎人开始了这项传统。
Okay, so more than 2,000 years. That's a really long time ago. Basically goes back to the BC time period. That's why here it says vases from 450 BC, for example, show Etruscans riding horses without saddles.
西元前450年前的花瓶有伊特拉斯坎人骑马但没有马鞍的图片 without saddles.
Okay, so they've been riding without saddles for a really long time. I'm not sure why they do it. There's got to make some way easier. All right, here it continues in the article to say, however, the Palio di Siena, that's the race, itself was created during the 15th century and is related to the contrade. Now, there's a few things we should talk about in here. We're saying the race itself was created in during the 15th century, and it's related to something. Now, related is an adjective, and when things are related, they are connected in some way. We can use this with people too. People who are connected by family are related. That's why we call them relatives, or R-E-L-A-T-I-V-E, relatives. Now here, we're just talking about how two things are connected to each other. As an example, we could say, I think my skin problems are related to my job at a fast food restaurant.Related
这个形容词呢是有关联的 A is related to B 代表 A 和 B 相关所以在家人里头呢我们怎么说亲戚这个字它是 relative 西恩那赛马节呢它是在15世纪开始的而且它跟 contrade 有关系 contrade 是西恩那城里面呢以地区划分的单位类似我们的邻里
Okay, let's find out what this contrade is and how it's related to the horse race. Here it says in the article, these were the original 59 districts in Siena.
过去呢，在西恩那城里面有59个区域，在台湾呢 district 这个字呢解释为区，所以同学们可以查看家里面的英文地址，看看 district 这个字出现在哪里哦。So there were 59 districts in Siena. And what did these districts do?
That's right. So the 59 districts all together were called the contrade, and separately, or working all together actually as the 59 districts, they did something really interesting. Here it says the districts organized games to compete with each other, including the horse race.So they are organizing something. They're organizing games. This verb means when you organize an event or an activity, you arrange for everything to happen in the right way and make sure that everything goes smoothly. As an example, we could say, the parents organized a party for their daughter's 10th birthday.Organize
这个动词呢是安排筹办我们也可以用 arrange 这个字来说那在西恩那城里面的59个区都会筹办活动来跟彼此 compete
That's right. So what they're doing is all the districts are competing with each other. Now this verb is when you compete in a contest or a competition, like a sports game or a race or even a TV singing show, for example, you try to be the best person because you want to win. Now, here's another example using a sports game. This won't be an easy basketball game. We're competing against some strong players.Compete
这个动词呢是竞赛竞争A compete with B or A compete against B 代表的是 A 与 B 竞争竞赛 So we can say the 59 districts compete with or against each other
That's correct
而他们举办的比赛呢就是 competition C-O-M-P-E-T-I-T-I-O-N 或者是我们有时候还会看到比赛的另外一个单字是 contest C-O-N-T-E-S-T 好了那他们举办的比赛是什么呢其中之一就是 horse racing 赛马
Okay, so we know who's competing. We know what it's called. Let's find out more about the racers themselves. Here it says, originally, district nobles themselves would ride in the race, but during the Renaissance, they stopped this practice. Now, a noble is a member of the highest level in society. So nobles often have titles like count or countess, and duke, duchess, earl, lord, and lady, those kind of things. Now, here's an example. The king has invited every noble in the land to attend his Christmas ball.Noble
这个名词指的是贵族。起初呢，区域里的贵族自己会骑马比赛，但在文艺复兴时期啊，他们停止了这个惯例。这边看到的 practice， 它不当练习来解释，我们当惯例、习俗的意思。So they didn't continue to ride in the race themselves.
That's right. First, only the nobles could compete. Now, everybody is...or anybody is able to compete. Here it says what they did. It says, instead, they left racing to jockeys.
取而代之的是呢，他们让赛马骑师去比赛。我们这边看到 instead 这个副词，用来带出取而代之的人事物为何。另外呢，有的时候你会在 instead 后面看到了一个介系词叫做 of。Instead of 它会是一个介系词片语，表示并非而不是，那后面呢只能接名词或动名词咯。For example, my friends and I didn't go shopping yesterday. Instead, we went swimming. 这句话我们也可以怎么说呢？ Instead of going shopping yesterday, my friends and I went swimming. 如果用 instead of代换回文章，我们会看到这个句子变成Instead of riding in the race themselves, the district nobles left racing to jockeys.
Okay, so the jockeys are in the races now, but what's happened here, as in the last line of today's article says, the event then became a show for both elites and common people to enjoy.
赛马节呢，就变成了一个给精英和一般民众都可以享受的活动了。After reading our Day 1 article, would you like to go to Italy and enjoy this event with me?
Maybe. I'll definitely go to Italy with you, Elsie.
Thank you.
Of course. But I don't know. It just looks like this race is going to hurt too much.
Yes, without saddles.
Right. I don't know. It makes me kind of uncomfortable. But that's for everybody to decide on their own, I think. What we're going to do right now is we're going to find out our For You chat question. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
For You chat.
Okay, our For You chat question today is, what is your favorite kind of race to watch or take part in, and why?
I like to watch American football, 美式足球. It's so intense and violent. Though I don't quite understand the game.
Yeah, that's true.
It always keeps me on the edge of my seat.
I guess they race to get the most points, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite race, I think, is something you'll probably see in the Winter Olympics. Well, something you'll definitely see in the Winter Olympics.
Can I guess?
Okay.
Hockey?
No.
Ice hockey.
That's more of a sport. My favorite kind of race is the speed skaters who skate in the circle really, really, really fast.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I like watching them because I used to want to be a speed skater, but I was not very good at skating, so it didn't really happen. But there are so many different kinds of races out there that you guys can enjoy or take part in. I don't really take part in any races these days. Maybe the race to the last cookie, but I don't know if that one really counts. But you guys probably participate in some or really enjoy watching them. So discuss this question with your friends and classmates. We have to say goodbye for today, but don't worry, we'll be back again tomorrow with more information about this fun and slightly uncomfortable race.
So for English for You, I'm Elsie.
And I'm Erin.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Palio di Siena, Italy's most famous horse race. 10 riders are on their horses without saddles at the starting line. Then, the announcer asks if the jockeys are ready. The starting line rope is dropped, and the riders race down the dirt track. In no time, half of them accidentally crash into a wall on a sharp turn. This is the ancient Palio di Siena, Italy's most famous horse race. The origins of this race date back more than 2,000 years to the Etruscan people. Vases from 450 BC, for example, show Etruscans riding horses without saddles. However, the Palio di Siena itself was created during the 15th century and is related to the contrade. These were the original 59 districts in Siena. The districts organized games to compete with each other, including the horse race. Originally, district nobles themselves would ride in the race, but during the Renaissance, they stopped this practice. Instead, they left racing to jockeys. The event then became a show for both elites and common people to enjoy.
Vocabulary Review.
Track. The horse racing track is made of dirt, so it turns to mud on a rainy day. Crash. Dave wasn't watching the road while driving and crashed into a parked car. Related. Christmas is related to both old European beliefs and the birth of Jesus. Organize. Our painting club will organize an art show for all students at AMC High School to attend. Compete. Larry likes to compete with his little brother over any little thing, including racing home after school. Noble. Many nobles from around the kingdom came to see the princess after she was born.